What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here, welcoming you to part 1 of a brand new Total War Warhammer 3 campaign. Immortal Empires is finally here, and the first legendary lord to experience it, chosen by you guys by community poll, is Tzeentch's favorite big bird, Kairos Fateweaver. I guess not just Tzeentch's favorite big bird after all. Anyway, Immortal Empires' new start position for Kairos should make for a completely different campaign than his Realms of Chaos one. There should be some interesting enemies to fight. I believe there should be High Elves, Lizards, Skaven down here, plus Undead in the Nehekaran Desert to the north of us, as well as whatever the heck is going on down here, and potentially some Vampire Coast stuff as well. We'll see about that. Anyway, before we jump in to actually find out, I've got a couple quick things to mention. If you enjoy this content and want to see it updated regularly, don't forget to drop your likes and comments for the algorithm down below. As always, a huge shout out to you guys for all your comments and support. YouTube's my hobby, and your comments keep it fun and keep the channel alive. Alright, I've been trying to keep these things short, so that's about it. I'll just take a quick look at the faction and stuff, but feel free to skip that with the timestamps down below as well. Anyway, faction effects, battle reinforcement time minus 50%, which can be pretty significant when, you know, there's actually more than one army. Hero action success chance plus 15% for all characters, which is also pretty big, certainly encouraging us to use our agents, which, you know, feels fairly Tzeentchian and appropriate. Lord effects can unlock Kairos' unique items to customize his magics, which is Kairos' whole thing, or at least one of his whole things. Lord effects, and other Lord effects rather, enemy hero action success chance minus 50%. That's pretty huge, and it basically makes Kairos' personal army, I guess, pretty much immune to enemy heroes succeeding against it. And then similarly, good luck ambushing Kairos with the plus 50% ambush defense chance. Should be pretty easy taking on the Skaven in that particular situation. Alrighty, as for the settings, we've got very hard, and that's about it. All glory to the algorithm. Not gonna alter any of this stuff. Let's get to it.
Have scoured the path, foreseen the future. The present belongs to Tzeentch.
Well, it doesn't belong to Tzeentch yet, but, well, we'll work on that, won't we? Immortal Empires beta. Oh, there's no how they play for this faction. I guess it doesn't get ported from the Realms of Chaos, which is a little bit unfortunate because there's a caveat here that I haven't played Tzeentch, and I purposely don't watch other Let's Plays because I don't like to spoil myself. Well, it'll be interesting, you know, discovering and learning everything as we go. I, of course, do make an exception and appreciate any tips you guys got for playing the Oracles. We'll probably take a look at how this changing of the ways and winds of magic manipulation works. Okay, this seems pretty simple. You just change the winds of magic in your provinces. Okay, that's easy enough. And changing the ways are all various annoying effects that we should all be familiar with at this point. We'll figure out which ones we want to, I guess, research later on. We have access to one already, and it's the most annoying one, Transfer Settlement. I hate that thing. Alrighty, we got ourselves an agent here, the first enemy basic army, which we will fight shortly. In fact, we will fight right now. Just want to see what you have. Tactician, leadership or size and character, or leadership effect. Probably could have wished for something a little bit better, but oh well. It's all good. You move into Kairos' army. And before we check out anything else, let's have our army get a first little battle against the enemy forces here. Alright, close victory. Got a couple spears, couple archers, and a Lyrian Reaver unit, which should lose pretty handily to our Chaos Knights of Tzeentch. And oh wow, our winds of magic are dropping here, despite this being our starting province for Kairos. Alright, let's get to it. I guess since this is the first battle, we can make this one a cinematic.
is no prophet wondering what is to come. All is already written.
Exactly, it is written and our victory is already assured because Kairos has seen the future. And now, this is going to be the first battle and it's going to be an easy one. I mean, of course it's going to be an easy one. But we might as well take a look at what Kairos can do, what he looks like when he attacks, plus all of our fancy units here. We got our Chaos Knights getting ready to charge and beat those Illyrian Reavers with hopefully the greatest of ease. Our Exalted Flamer of Tzeentch, which is a really nice unit to start on, and I would like to get some more regular flamers as fast as possible. We got Kairos hovering around, and our cultist getting ready to lead our blue horrors into the fray. A nice little animation. Thanks for doing that on cue, buddy. Appreciate it. Alrighty, and then our cavorting blue and pink horrors. Alright, looks like Kairos gonna start the battle off by getting a blue fire of Tzeentch right into the middle of the Illyrian Reavers. Obviously, we move him to the side so that he hits them parallel to the way that the unit is formed. A pink fire also going down into the enemy unit of archers, though not actually killing any models, doing about 25% damage to them. Otherwise, we're just gonna do the dance in the air so that we don't take damage. We do have the barrier to rely on, and then we're going to land among the Illyrian Reavers to distract them. If they're not going to move, we're just going to do this so that the Exalted Flamer can fire on them, and then we can right afterwards get a charge in on them with our Knights of Tzeentch. In fact, just like that, the Illyrian Reavers have dropped down to about 25%, probably lower HP, while everybody else is perfectly fine. Our Knights are going to charge through the enemy prince and hit the enemy archers so as to prevent them from firing, while our cultist tries to distract this unit of spearmen, and our Exalted Flamer goes after another unit, and our pink horrors are fighting the last of the unit of spears. Looks like this enemy army is already pretty tied up with everything, and damn, that's a nice hit from that flamer, and this spearman unit is broken from that one hit essentially, and is about to get hit by another one. Also, for those wondering, blood will be activated in, I think, 2 days from this, from when this comes up, something along those lines. Oh yeah, okay, that probably hurt a few of our own horrors, but very, very nice. Damn, the Exalted Flamer doing work. The Knights and the Furies have distracted all the enemy archers, and none of them are able to achieve anything. The Prince is now getting hit by Kairos, and this is an absolute stomp, as it should be. So Kairos wasn't being just arrogant when he was talking about it being already written. Ooh, I like the little lightning blast that the cultist can do. There you go, lovely. And Kairos can help out. And hey, we're not even getting that LED bug where the wings of greater demons glow crazily with the like neon LEDs. Alrighty, and I do believe just like that, the battle is pretty much over. Huh. It's nice to see the Lizardmen locations with the Tzeentchian sky corruption in the background. Can't wait to see all the maps and stuff looking all Tzeentchian corrupted. Very good. Damn, that prince is still not dead though. He's just getting kind of knocked around by Kairos, I guess because of his small model. His entire army is basically dead. I mean, they have been for a while. And we've lost one unit, but he refuses to die. Alright, well, we're gonna then send in the Knights, gonna take some friendly fire from those pink horrors, but the barrier, fortunately, does give us a little bit of a saving grace in that regard. Should be nice in the future not having to always worry about friendly fire with regards to the barrier protecting us, at least from the first couple of volleys. Won't have to react nearly as quickly. And is this guy still on the field? No, he is not. He is done, and this first battle is over. Nice little debut for Kairos, though I think, if anything, that was more of a debut for the Exalted Flamer of Tzeentch. More battles to come, though, fortunately, so we'll check those out as well. Alrighty, obviously super easy, but it's a first battle and designed for us not to be able to lose. We're also getting these grimoire things. What is this? The entire world can be manipulated using grimoires. Collect them through buildings and fighting battles, and use them via changing the ways and researching technologies. Oh, okay, so research of the ways costs this, this grimoire currency thing. Okay, fair enough. And researching tech also costs grimoires. Okay, so we're going to be needing a lot of these most likely. Since we already start with 100, I assume that, yeah, there's quite a lot needed. Anyway, 1675 XP, a little bit of money. As for, ooh, we could take a little bit of cash or a little bit of magic. Well, the magic will come in useful. It really depends on how much cash we need early on. Honestly, 335 is not that much. But neither is 5 winds of magic, especially if we go into channeling stance later. You know what, I'm gonna take the money for now. And then as soon as we're able to later on, we'll go into channeling stance. Now. Oh, well, okay, let's see. We can only hit Dawn's Light this turn, and we'll have to hit... Oh, hello, there's a Skull Island right beside us. Oh, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Get a full stack as fast as we can, get that Skull Island, get that 10 to 20k money that we can get out of it. Let's also immediately upgrade this horror building, although this is a low tier one that only goes up to tier 3, so what I think what we do is we upgrade this just to build units, but then we later on delete it and then put it in one of these locations instead. This might also be a decent money-making province for later on. Yeah, I want to get the Forsaken building up and running as early as possible to get those Forsaken. And you know what? Same thing goes for the Flamers of Tzeentch, at the very least the basic ones, though we saw how handy that that regular Flamer came in. And the Chaos Knights, the regular Chaos Knights, are part of the same tree as the Soul Grinder, whereas the Doom Knights are part of the Chaos Warrior and Forsaken tree. Okay, fair enough. Ooh, and we also have the option of switching between the Dark Bastion and the Portal. But I guess early on, we probably want to corrupt the province. Yeah, so we're at 31, so we would probably want to max this out and keep it in Portal, but then later on switch to the Dark Bastion for the construction cost reduction for infrastructure, as well as the increased growth. The money remains the same, so yeah, this probably should be switched, and then back to this late in the game, if at all. I mean, it's going to be a long time, and we'll need that extra growth, that's for certain, early on. Anyway, Dawn's Light, what do we have in terms of garrison here? Oh, not much, and there's no lord. Okay, well, let's level up Kairos, and then let us fight. Yeah, stop whispering, Kairos, it's freaking me out. I guess we want Inspiring Presence first, just in case. I usually go Root Marcher first, like 99.9% of the time, but with demon armies in particular, that oral leadership effect just seems like it's really necessary. On the other hand, we probably constantly use Pink Fire to dish out damage. You know what? No, I'm gonna get the Pink Fire instead, and then we'll go Root Marcher and Inspiring Presence after. It feels more right to get magic upgrades for Kairos, and Valiant Defeat. I sincerely doubt it. Let's also just quickly upgrade our first tech, and ooh, okay, I will make sure to give a quick read of these between the episodes, just so that I don't waste like 10 minutes on the screen, trying to figure out what exactly we want to do here. Reveal Shroud, what is Reveal Shroud? Gift of Mutation, Armor for Marauders, and Marauder Horsemen of Tzeentch. What? I didn't even know we could build those. I am not seeing Marauders or Marauder Horsemen here. Maybe it's confusing them with the village thing, or maybe we get them some way later on. I have no idea. We'll figure it out. What else do we have? And it's weird that it shows Marauders of Tzeentch and Marauder Horsemen of Tzeentch, but is showing us the spawn instead. Ooh, hello. Winds of Magic Power Reserve plus 20 capacity for all armies. Granted, it's capacity only, but you know what? This feels like it's a pretty good way to go. Oh, 5 growth. Then again, 5 growth isn't that much, but the earlier we get this, the more benefit we get out of it. Exalted Locus of Conjure... Oh, wow, that's nice. That's real nice. Ah, but it needs a building. And I don't know what level that is, though we will figure that out later. Arcane Mirth unlocked for Pink Horrors and Blue Horrors, eh? Winds of Magic, Power Reserve. Okay, that looks to be pretty decent. So if we go through Gift of Mutation to this... Ooh, and Force War. Oh yeah, this seems like a good early tree to go down. And we got the Bolt of Change right here. Speaking of the Bolt of Change, or similar bound abilities, where is Tzeentch's Firestorm? I see Storm of Fire, which I assume is... Yes. So Storm of Fire, we need to go through Way of Time, Track Army, Armor for Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch, Chosen of Tzeentch, and Chaos Knights of Tzeentch, and then through Storm of Fire. Okay, that's not too bad. And income from buildings is near Storm of Fire, which is pretty good. Okay, so I think we know what way we go. We basically go for Thematic Locus, probably ignore most of the rest of the stuff for now after that, but afterwards just go through this into Bolt of Change, and this into Storm of Fire and Stanic Deviance. Yeah, it seems like the way to go. Hope I'm not wrong about this. Although I do want to see what exactly Ways of Deception does. I'm not entirely sure what it means by Shroud. Shroud over all the faction. Oh, Fog of War Shroud. Oh, okay. Yes, I see how it is. A settlement has to be selected. How much does this cost? Let's say a U. Current target, Torsapindar. I assume we can't give it to ourselves while at war with them? Wow, okay. Okay, it costs nearly 1,200 grimoires and we have 100k. It's gonna be a long time before we can do that. Huh, this one actually costs only 600. Something is changing the cost of this. This amount is derived from the average diplomatic relations between the target factions. Lower is cheaper. And the average Tzeentch corruption across the target territory. Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, we do need to corrupt the territories. Anyway, I'll jump into another quick battle here. I think we'll fight this one regular style. Because, unless I'm mistaken, yeah, Torsapindar or Serpindar here has a wall building, which will give it a much better garrison. So we'll do this one regular style, and then we'll do the this battle cinematically afterward, because I think it'll be a better battle. Anyway, let's head into this one. Shouldn't be too bad. Especially as they don't have a lord, and the toughest part of fighting that last battle was the fact that we had a difficult time killing the lord. Though I do want to point out that regardless of that, the auto-resolve was saying Valiant Defeat, I think, for this one. Although, we all know what the auto-resolve is like. Let's see, they got 3 units of archers, 2 units of Lothar and Seaguard. We gotta be careful who we charge with our Chaos Knights. Alrighty, Exalted Flamer, this is gonna be all you getting to our Kairos. Get ready to move in, let's move... Huh, do we send the knights in directly? Or do we move them up here? The problem is if they just block this off with spears, it's not gonna be as good. Well, we'll give it a try. At the end of the day, we have Chaos Furies to go behind the knights after all, plus Kairos can sort of tank. His stats aren't all that crazy. 35 and 20 melee defense. He relies on his barrier quite a lot. And he doesn't have his ward save abilities as yet either. Alright, let's move up like this, we'll see. If the enemy has any units that are on the walls like this, we can fire on them. Alright, start battle. And move up. Okay, they don't have units like that, unfortunately. Oh, yes, they do, sort of. Pink Horrors, get ready to go for that. And they are not defending from here. Ah, but they do have 2 walls. Smart. We can break those down, though. Depending on how the enemy reacts to that. And, okay, Kairos, be careful, buddy, be careful. Do the dance. Do the aerial dance. And let's get our first pink fire going through this unit, like so. Not as good as Stream of Corruption, I gotta say. Pink fire, I mean. Horrors, move up. Move up and annoy. Agent, you can also annoy, and then you can... Hey, what the heck are you doing? What are you doing, guys? Come on. Okay, maybe you have to move up one by one. Kairos is still getting attacked, but getting ready to use another pink fire. Our agent is moving in as well, getting ready to annoy Kairos. Get ready to jump down, or maybe even use another pink fire if possible. If you can kill 2 units, it might be more worthwhile. There we go. Not horrible, although your barrier is half gone. How are our knights doing? Move to that tower if possible. Kairos, distract that unit of archers. If we cast again, we'll probably be able to Arcane Surge, so cast. That tree's probably going to block our shots. Actually, no, that wasn't too bad. Alright, you're about to lose HP. Let's get you your casting back up. Our agent is in. Our flamer is doing work. And then, you know what? Let's have the blue cores charge the regular archers. Mostly so that they are not firing. Pink cores are still doing work. Let's move up our other units of blue cores. Let's move in our flyers to hit, let's say, this unit of archers. They are also attacking Kairos, but he can feel free to use another attack. How's that wall looking? Nearly down. Alright, hit those archers. Chaos Knights. Kairos, keep fighting. You guys keep charging.
Yes.
Alrighty. And Flamer, move up here. Hey, guys. Move up here. Why are you having a difficult time with this? You breathe on this. And you know what? Fire into this as well. Alright, how are our knights looking? Alright, they've charged the enemy archers, and we got Furies coming in as well. Kairos took a little bit of damage, but it's not really anything to worry about. And, our blue horrors are having a difficult time auto-firing, it feels like. Also, being a little bit not careful enough with our agent here, so let's change that. And are you guys firing? Yes, you are. Pink horrors, you're helping out, although you're not hitting anything. Let's move you up here. Blue horrors, charge this in melee. Kairos, you're still okay. Agent is now moving away. You guys all attack this unit of Sea Guard. Furies, move away so that you don't get killed. Knights change to the spears. Furies charge the enemy spears that are running so that they don't come back. You can abandon the field as you've gotten a little bit damaged. Though, wait, we're going to conquer this territory shortly, so it won't matter because this will be our territory in a second anyway. Alright, Furies are having a difficult time disengaging, but I'm used to that. On the bright side, Tzeentch Furies should be better than any other kind of Furies because they have that barrier that we can rely on. All right, let's move our flamer up. Exalted flamer, that is. All right, battle's nearly over. Took a little bit more damage on the cultist than I'd like, but he should heal up, and there it is. All right, yeah, very easy once again, though. Last time we lost one unit, I think, in the first battle, and in this one, we lost twice as much. No, we still lost one. Wait a second, I could have sworn it said 39 for Furies, and then one was dead for the Knights. Did one come back? One lost. Oh, wait, no, the Furies started at 39. So we still lost exactly the same amount. Though obviously a Chaos Knight of Tzeentch is worth a lot more than a single Fury. Anyway, let's check out the damage here. I didn't bother with the first battle because it was hilariously easy, but, you know, second battle is also hilariously easy. We can expect the first province to go roughly this way the entire time. Let's see, we got 6k damage on the Knights of Tzeentch, we got 8.7k on the Exalted Flamer, not really much of anything on the Cultist, but he was distracting enemies long enough for us to be firing, so that's fine. Good enough for me. We're obviously going to occupy the place since this is our starting territory. And, oh, well, the port is going to be helpful in terms of both money and growth. The unfortunate thing about this is that we can't immediately build a military building, although with only one population surplus required, it shouldn't be too bad. Also, Kairos, you leveled up twice. You know what? We could use the Fires of Change, but I do wonder, can we reach Torsa Pindar in one go? Looks like we nearly can, but just in case, I'm gonna go Root Marcher. And since it'll be a slightly harder battle, I guess we could go for Inspiring Presence, although I'm tempted to just still get Fires of Change. What's the likelihood that any of our units actually take enough damage? Probably fairly low. Do that. Alrighty, and you have a level up as well, my culty friend. Can't wait to get your Gates of Tzeentch up and running. Oh, let's get you increased mobility as well. And your fire, eh? You've got the Lore of Fire. You channel the Wind of Akshi. The Heralds have Lore of Metal and Lore of Tzeentch. Huh. Do all the cultists use fire lore, or do they have various different types of lores? I guess we'll see when we actually have access to them, which I don't think we do as of yet. Probably need some building. Anyway, let's get another Fury and another Blue Horror. I'm honestly tempted to get 2 Furies, but I guess we'll build them after we take Serpindar. Yeah, I think the Furies are going to be quite useful early game, especially once again because we have barriers on them. Alright, well, I believe that's an end turn, though I do want to take a quick look at diplomacy. We got a minus 1.8, so fairly high success chance of getting a deal going at the bubonic swarm here, and oh, there's Nurgle below us. Oh, that's interesting.
It's me.
Okay, and oh, wait, the flaming scribes have also been moved down here. Oh, okay. Huh, we know all about all the changes that the regular factions, that the actual legendary lords have gotten changed, but it looks like a lot of the minor factions will have moved quite a bit as well. We're gonna need to either confederate these guys or manipulate them into fighting for us over here, and then confederate them later on once they lose all their armies. Yeah, it does make it seem like we probably want to take out the bubonic swarm and take stuff out down here. Mostly because, I mean, who's going to attack this? Probably nobody. Yeah. Alrighty, ooh, actually, that reminds me. What does... where are they? Okay, what are these things? What do resource buildings do? Oh, they give us grimoires and increase money. Okay, so that's where we get grimoires, and I assume that there's another building that probably builds grimoires as well. That's right here. Library, 8 grimoires per turn, research and income from buildings. Oh wow, that's really good. So we need these in every single capital, and possibly not just capitals as well, depending. Depending on how much money... Well, we got a fairly decent generation out of the Weave of Time as well. Okay, it's starting to look like the Tzeentch economy should be pretty decent, which is great. Alrighty, let's end the turn. Let's proceed. We'll also check out the Unholy Manifestations later on, and oh my lord, 275 factions. Man, the end turns are gonna take ages. Okay, the 275 just dropped to 273. I do wonder how quickly these numbers will drop. Alrighty, there we are, and we are indeed able to reach Serpendar. Let's get to it. I don't think we got any ancillaries or magic items, as shocking as that may be. Also, I just want to double check. So we have the Oracle of Eternity at 14, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that we need. And then... Fragment. Oh, this is Tzeentch's magic customization. Ah, there's a Wind of Gairan one. Okay, so obviously we want the Lore of Life. It's probably going to be the best thing here. Just checking the individual spells on what we got here. The Shield of Thorns is decent, but more importantly, Life Bloom and Regrowth. What does this... Oh, it replaces Treason of Tzeentch and Tzeentch's Firestorm. So if we were to permanently use this, we wouldn't even bother leveling up Treason of Tzeentch, which is pretty okay. 16 leadership and melee attack, especially against demonic factions. The leadership could be important. And Tzeentch's Firestorm, which is that moving vortex. I guess we'd prefer the Infernal Gateway, which is not moving in theory. Alright, well, we'll take a look at those afterwards, but I'm pretty inclined to go for the Regrowth and the Shield of Thorns. Anyway, let's have another fight. This one we'll do cinematically. It looks like the enemy has a Lord up this time. And what are you? Are you an Archmage or a Princess Wizard? Okay, so beautiful. This means that we can use our Glean Magic ability, which steals or lowers enemy power recharge and gives us more power recharge, which I like. Now that does also mean that they'll probably be able to cast, and they have Earth's Blood and Awakening of the Wood. Earth's Blood is basically what I wanted, but unfortunately not so much. At least we'll get Regrowth for Kairos. Awakening of the Wood is probably not going to be super effective against horrors because of the loose formation and the fact that we have barriers. Anyway, this one will actually fight cinematically unlike the last one because it should be a little bit more difficult, and I believe that's the end battle for this entire province to be ours, so let's get to it.
This has already happened. It is seen.
This has already happened. Well, when the similar battle did just happen. Ooh, gotta love the floating lizard lightning stuff. I'm sure Tzeentch would really appreciate that, though it could use a little bit more fire. Things could always be more on fire. Anyway, here we go, beginning the battle by once again moving Kairos in. He is going to just take a few shots from those archers, but the barrier will hold strong. The goal is to go past them and to use the gleaning on the Archmage over here, because, well, we might as well get to greater winds of magic recharge for ourselves. Why not? If they bring casters, it's actually to our benefit. Otherwise, our units are going to move in. They're going to be annoying the spearmen right off the bat, and once again, that Exalted Flamer is going to start doing some good work. And there we go. Alrighty, ooh, looks like we're gonna take some hits from the enemy tower here, but we do have Furies to deal with that. Let's just take a quick look at the battle setup here. The enemy has 3 bridges heading into the settlement, and we've got units of horrors on each one, and then 1 less unit of horrors on this one because the Exalted Flamer will deal with anything that the enemy brings to bear. Everybody's just gonna move up the bridges while our Knights of Tzeentch started off on the rightmost flank of the city, and then are going to hit these archers together with one of our units of Furies, while the other unit of Furies takes care of the piercing tower. Kairos, in the meantime, has used the Glean magic ability on the enemy lord, and is thus recharging to a greater degree himself, and is gonna fly around casting stuff and distracting enemies as he does. Alright, pretty simple. Ooh, nice. Exalted Flamer of Tzeentch shooting right through the screen there. And we got Pink Horrors versus Spearmen. I imagine that in a one-on-one, the spears would probably defeat the Pink Horrors, and oh wow, that Exalted Flamer did a little bit of damage to us there, but nothing horrible, I imagine. Yeah, a few units lost, and ooh, nice hit again. Yeah, so this portion of the bridges is completely ours, both units of Spearmen dead. Over on this side, the 2 units of Blue Horrors are fighting the other unit of Spearmen, and it's at half HP, and they haven't gotten their barrier broken through yet, so I think that's going quite well. Otherwise, a unit of Archers has been killed by the Pink Horrors and Blue Horrors that were firing on it, and our Cultist is getting ready to charge the enemy spears here in order to distract them and prevent them from hitting our horrors. Kairos is helping out the Furies on the enemy tower, which should fall shortly, and our Knights have taken out the enemy archers together with the Furies here and are getting ready to capture this location and prevent another tower from coming up. Alright, early battle certainly not problematic so far. At least against these high elves. We'll see what it's like when we hit other units. Oh, and here come the spearmen charging in. And the cultist is obviously going to countercharge. Ooh, nice jumping in animation, followed in by all those hits from the blue and pink horrors. Blue firing straight on and the pink arcing overhead. Alas, they don't have an iridescent to lead them, but they will in the future. And I believe these blue horrors are also now out of ammunition and are just going to jump into melee. Here comes Kairos with other winged friends coming in along to defeat the other units that are running away, and I do believe this battle is nearly over. Our Knights have captured the minor supply location, and our Furies are chasing off this one archer unit, but the Knights aren't going to join them. Instead, they are going to go after the Archmage here and maybe kill her. I mean, her armor is at 15, so the fact that they don't have armor piercing shouldn't be too bad, though large units do really tend to get in each other's way in the third game, so it's still, I still do wonder how long it would take them to kill a single entity unit, especially smaller target like this. Otherwise, most of the enemies are pretty much dead. We're going to be using the rest of our quick units to try to distract the archers, and our Exalted Flamer is once again getting to work on those poor spears. This thing is gonna get so much work throughout the early portions of the campaign. I mean, damn. I mean, you expect that for the, like, one elite unit that you get with your, with every new army at the start of every campaign. But this one's real good. Alrighty, and it looks like the enemy Illyrian Reavers have charged the enemy, the Blue Horrors and Kairos that were here and trying to work with the Spearmen to actually bring him down. One of our Blue Horrors units has actually taken damage to this charge and are going to back off, though I imagine that some friendly fire has probably hurt us there as well. Other units are pretty much done for. These archers are at half HP. The other ones are being chased around by Furies who are unharmed. And the enemy lord is now routing, nearly dead by those knights. In fact, with the enemy lord routing, it looks like the chain route is in fact here. And the settlement, once again, is Kairos's. There we go. Well done. Both of you get a pat. A decisive victory, and while this battle was certainly a little bit more difficult than the other siege, it really wasn't that difficult. Alrighty, not too bad at all, and a fairly decent amount of cash, 1,800. I'm actually surprised at how much. Our losses were significantly more than the other battles. Once again, this province is ours, and I imagine that our healing should be able to cope. In terms of damage, the Exalted Flamer once again dishing it out. Got a lot of value from our Chaos Furies just chasing archers around, even if they didn't do a crazy amount of damage. And the Chaos Knights similarly both tied up the enemy lord and were able to charge and capture a point, so good work everybody. Let's occupy the place as well. And Dawn's Landing is ours. And another faction destroyed, which means less factions over that end turn. Now, Tor Serpendar. We could immediately start building this building. We could cancel the... No, wait. We won't be able to access Pink Horrors immediately, so maybe there isn't a good reason to cancel. So let's immediately build this. Then we'll upgrade towards Serpendar first in 2 turns. Then we'll delete this at the same time as this upgrades. And then we will swap this out to either for the Forsaken building or an infrastructure building, or something along those lines. Now that the province is ours, we got Foster Cults for the corruption, income from... Grimoires, or rather Grimoire income, or Grimoire number increase, which is great, but doesn't actually help us because I don't think we generate any income, any Grimoire income, any Grimoires from any of this. Control +4 could be helpful, but then again, I imagine our control will go up as soon as the provincial stability goes away, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue, and is also going to go up via the Tzeentchian corruption. And then lastly, we got Winds of Magic changing in strength chance, research... Okay, yeah, fine. We'll just go that one. Seems like the thing to do. Actually, let's just take a look at the Winds of Magic manipulation again. In order to increase Winds of Magic strength, you must first decrease the Winds of Magic strength in another province. Well, we only control 1 province, so that's not going to change for now. Okie dokie. Kairos, you've also leveled up twice again, which gives us the ability to get you your Prismatic Plurality... Decrease cooldowns, -10 duration, 33 seconds enabled if casting. More importantly, we could have access to Infernal Gateway immediately if we wanted to. We do have to keep in mind that because this is level 14 and this is level 14, we want to start saving points at rank 8, 9 or 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So rank 8 to get everything here. Then there's Hidden in Time as well. Attribute Mastery of Elemental Winds for Iridescent Horrors, Cultists, and Lords of Change. Winds of Magic cost -15% for Lore of Tzeentch spells. Lord's Army. Winds of Magic Power Serve +3 per turn. Yeah, we basically want everything here. Yeah, so we need to focus on that. I also just want to take a quick look at the... Wait, what? Control through Confusion is control +3 for all provinces? It's not just where you are? Oh my. That ain't bad. Huh. Okay. Upkeep reduction. Changing the ways costs -100 for reveal faction intentions. Free grimoires per turn plus local province. I don't really care about that. And renowned and feared more upkeep. Okay, well... There's certainly some stuff in the blue line that might be useful. Anyway, well, let's get Prismatic Plurality and let us get the Infernal Gateway. Although, you know what? Having 24 magic right now is fairly unlikely, to be fair. I'm almost tempted to go for Magical Reserves instead. But then again, you know what? Let's just get Infernal Gateway just in case. Who knows? Who knows? We're already at war with these lizards, which means we want to attack them as fast as possible. They also only have 1 settlement. I now wonder if there are Skaven at the UA tech, but even if there are, let's just double check Yeah, so we're only at war with this one faction, so this is the faction that we need to deal with. Okay, well, either way, you will have leveled up as well, my friend. Let's get you a fireball, because there's no other option. Although, we might replace you with a better agent later on, so we'll see about that, even if you are the starting one. We could get 2 more Blue Horrors or 2 more Furies. Well, we do need more Blue Horrors, but we also need more Furies. Ultimately, I don't think it's going to matter, because we will get both, I guess. Yeah. Okay, that's fine as it is. That's fine as it is. Now, I'm thinking... So, Kairos' Winds of Magic are unfortunately quite low right now. An option that could be worth our time is to summon a new Lord. Lords can't move immediately upon summon. We do have a decent amount of cash right now. The Pinioned, Perceptive... Concatenator... Intelligent. Huh. I don't actually care for any of these Lords of Change. Or Heralds of Tzeentch, rather. But here's the thing. What I'm thinking is we use one essentially as a recruiter. Ambush defense. It's just that these... Oh, damn. If only these weren't all kind of garbage. Like, we could have you fire. Use you as a recruiter. And let's say we want to build up a full stank for Kairos, because this is a walled capital settlement, so it should be fairly difficult to take. But we set up Kairos right here, and we activate the channeling instead. Yeah, you know what? I kind of like that idea. Hopefully this isn't a horrible waste of money. It's gonna be kind of a waste of money, but we'll see. It just feels wrong for Kairos to have no Winds of Magic. Anyway, let's end the turn. And we do want a full stack ASAP to get at that skull. 270 now on the 269 now on the faction list here. Wonder how quickly it'll drop. Where will we be at 100 turns? Will there still be 100 factions? Calling all bets. Alrighty, there we go. Oh, also, what does the Unholy Manifestation do? Oh, it just gives us Grimoires. Oh, so we should be using this essentially as much as possible. Okay, so here's what we'll do. First of all, Kairos. I want you to march, let's say, here. Keep an eye on what's going on back here. Aha. Okay, so they're recruiting at the same time. Yeah, there's no way we're taking this. Oh, they are only skinks. But for now, Kairos, go into channeling. There we go. Oh, man. Yeah, we really need the magics. And then you, Fire, are going to go right beside Kairos. Right here. And you're going to start recruiting for him. So let's go 1 pink core, or do we want 2 pink cores? This amount will be deducted for regular upkeep. It's fine. Yeah, we'll go 2 pink cores, and then we'll go 2 more Furies after that. This way, Kairos can get magics, and then you can get stuff as well. And then once that's done, we'll use the Winds of Magic. You know what? If we're going to be here for 2 turns anyway, maybe we use the Unholy Manifestation immediately. Yeah, you. An army must be selected. That is you. Insofar as you can be considered an army. Okay, fine.
I like it.
In enemy territory. Oh, we can't recruit and do it at the same time. But I do wonder if the ruins would count. I mean, I suppose that we could do it to Kairos while he's channeling. If we're going to recruit here for 2 turns anyway.
A wise call.
There we go. Ooh, plus 20 here. Oh, and we get more Winds of Magic out of this province than we do out of our own province. Shocking. Shocking. Now you can do this, yes? No, it doesn't count as enemy territory. Damn. Alrighty, well, I guess I'll have to do it to Fire as we move up here and then delete him afterward. It doesn't change what we're doing with Kairos. Alrighty, well, with that, I believe we gotta end this turn. Just keep recruiting. Man, with only the ability to recruit 2 horrors per turn, it's not really all that much. We could also start sieging, though I fear that if we do, the enemy might, Oh, hello. Oh, they're outside the... Oh my, wait, they're outside the settlement now. Are we able to reach them in 1 turn? Oh, Chaos Steed. If you go into here, into regular stance, no. Wait, really? Not even close, you're telling me. So we gotta move up closer. Oh, but he's summoned stuff outside the city so we can force a fight. Okay, so what we want to do, I think, is move Kairos up here so we can attack next turn, since apparently we can't do it this turn. For some reason, we can't seem to cross this bridge. Doesn't the bridge mean that we shouldn't... that crossing the river shouldn't cost that much? Huh, weird. Alright, fine. Kairos, you're gonna move all the way up here. Keep channeling. You just move to the edge of this province. And we will maybe be able to march stance, or do we even risk it? You know what, we probably want Kairos to attack next turn. Let's move you to transfer those pink cores over. Yeah, there you go. And then... Oh well, you can join the fray. I guess we'll be fighting with 2 less Chaos Furies, but with 2 extra pink cores, I think that'll be fine. Ooh, Serpendar, we can now upgrade you. And then in 4 turns, we'll upgrade you and delete you. Alrighty, so I think next turn we attack. 1 more battle this episode. And let's get to you. Flaming Sword of Ruin, I think, just for the increase to missile damage and stuff. There's a lot of enemies here. I wonder how many Saurus are in here. It's looking like mostly skinks, and I do think that we should be able to handle most of the skinks. It'll increase in numbers further here, but we'll see. Let's end the turn. I suppose in theory they could attack us. Are they gonna, though? I can't see the faction up here, although we might have already passed out. No, we just passed it now. Okay. And they're still outside the settlement. Beautiful. Alrighty, well... I was hoping for an epic battle to start this campaign off, and it looks like we are going to get one. So, you are going to move up right beside this guy. I don't know if this is a terrible idea. It really depends on whether they've managed to recruit any Saurus. Skinks I'm not so worried about, mostly because we could just magic them to death. Then attack. Let's see what we're looking at here. Valiant defeat. That's a lot of skinks. I'm not going to pretend that that's not a lot of skinks. But I'm reasonably confident about this. We got an okay amount of wins. Wait, did I switch Kairos' stance? I think I did. It doesn't say anything about his stance. Well, let's give it a try. Hopefully this works out, and even if it doesn't, it'll be an epic damn fight. Alright, and no LED bug once again. Maybe it's been fixed, who knows. I'm very, very excited for this battle, and it looks like Tzeentch does favor us and does provide, because this should make for a damn epic cinematic battle. 4.5 thousand skinks, or between 4 and 4.5 thousand, somewhere along those lines, for us to kill. In addition, a red-crested skink chief and a Slan coming in as a reinforcement, I believe, here, and a single Saurus unit as well. We are very, very much outnumbered. We're going to try to make sure that we destroy the first little tiny army of 3 skinks and red-crested chief as fast as possible before the other enemies get on the field. Though we will have to do it without Kairos, as Kairos is going to move to where the reinforcements are going to come in, and he's going to take advantage of trying to glean magic from the enemy Slan, as well as trying to get a few casts off into the enemies just as they move onto the field. Seems like a very Tzeentchian thing to do, knowing where the enemy will show up and attacking them where they are most vulnerable. Alrighty, some skink cohorts trying to charge up the hill and into our piles of blue horrors, but thinking better of it and trying to then run away. I've also actually moved away our Exalted Flamer, because I feel like since we've got another 4,000 or so skinks coming in, we want to save the ammunition, which is fairly limited on that particular unit, and to using into the biggest enemy blobs. Otherwise, it looks like a couple of the enemy skink cohorts are done for, or at the very least are trying to rout off the field. But the red-crested skink chief is still very much in play and hasn't really taken much damage. And he has apparently killed a couple of Furies as well. Otherwise, the enemy army is now on the field. We're going to use our Gleam Magic and our first use of Pink Fires of Tzeentch, which I'm not seeing a lot of skinks dying from that one, but look at the damage. It's not too bad. One unit got basically 3/4 of its HP off, and another one got like a 30%. So, not too bad. Maybe we'll wait until more blob up and keep on doing that. And plus we'll recharge faster via that Glean Magic. Fortunately, this first army is nearly dead, and we are going to move back into position within this little like pseudo wall here. We got a cliff and another little mini cliff here, and we're just going to block off this area and hope that all the skinks essentially blob up here, allowing us to use more magics on them and well, hose them down with fire from the pink horrors and the exalted flamer as well. We also do have an iridescent horror that is, or rather a herald of Tzeentch that is going to come onto the field and help us out shortly, but while I don't imagine it'll provide too much support. Unfortunately for us, that skink chief, very impressive so far. He fought those Chaos Knights for a while, and despite his only 50 armor, he did very, very well in that he killed some, damaged the unit a little bit, but otherwise was more or less unharmed. Try to get a few more shots on him from those pink horrors, but damn. Alright, here comes the main enemy force, once again running up this hill, but this time they do have the numbers to make it count. I'm glad that we got this map, though. It's quite advantageous. I remember in my Noctilus campaign, there were some epic battles on this map in particular, or a map that's very, very similar with like this little cliff area where the enemy has to go uphill like this. And especially with a massive gun line like you have with the Vampire Coast, super effective. Though clearly pretty decent with the Tzeentch faction as well. And yeah, there we are. Battle lines have been formed, and we are now just going to fight our Chaos Knights, charging in to try to help out the Blue Horrors a little bit, but mostly to try to go in and attack the Red-Crested Skink Chief together with our Cultist, as well. The Blue Horrors and the Pink Horrors aren't really going to do too much damage to him in melee. Also going to get another use of Pink Fire going through the enemy, and it looks like some enemies have actually been brought down this time, and look at the damage after that Pink Fire. Very, very nice, and actually killing the, or at least routing the enemy skink cohort that was functioning as one of the enemy leaders. So that should be a little bit of an extra morale shock, especially if we can make sure that the unit dies for good. The Exalted Flamer has also gotten itself into position now, and it should be trying to fire parallel to the enemy formation down the line, essentially like this, from the side. There we go. Very, very nice, and we have nearly full ammunition on it as well, so it should be able to do quite a bit of damage. Gonna back off our Chaos Knights a little bit as they've gotten a little bit too deep into the enemy formation, and just going to recharge them in against that Skink Chief shortly. Look at that. Very nice Exalted Flamer. Just like the last couple of battles, you are once again doing a lot of work, but so is Kairos. His last cast of Pink Fire killed like 5 units. So if we could get a few more of those, I think that this will definitely be in our favor. The enemy has also not been able to break through the battle lines thus far, and they're not getting a use out of the, or at least not getting a lot of use out of that Slan Mage Priest of Light. He's not using his Faw's protection, but maybe he's level 1 so he can't overcast it, which would make it a lot less useful. Though I do love the spell myself. And then he only has Shem's Burning Gaze, so yeah. Ooh, another very nice shot from that Exalted Flamer, and the Pink Horrors are also supporting quite nicely. But damn, that's still a lot of skinks left on the field. Well, let's see what the damage is thus far, and ooh, another shot from Kairos coming in, and more enemy units getting brought down, and yeah, look at that. Very, very nice. Looks like at first, the first of the routes is here, as in they're going to probably back off and then come back in. Gotta treat the skink army as like fighting Skaven. They're quick and they'll retreat, but they'll probably come back after that. And Kairos is now landing. Really need help killing that damn Skink Chief. He's now starting to hurt our Cultist, who has dropped to about 75% HP, and the Skink Chief, despite being attacked now by Kairos, the Cultist, and the Knights, is still at 60% himself. Damn. Impressive. And adorable. You gotta love skinks. They're just too cute. And clearly brave as they're marching back up this hill despite being unable to break through the line, and the fires are burning and scorching them constantly. And a nice charge from those Knights of Tzeentch back into the fray. Glorious. Not much to say at this point, just trying to enjoy the spectacle here. I'm so glad we got this battle. Alrighty, and how's that enemy army looking? The Slan is still at full HP, and I actually tried to have all 3 of our Pink Horrors units specifically focus down the Slan, and when it was in range, it was standing like here, and as soon as I did, the AI backed it off out of range of the Pink Horrors, which could be a coincidence, or it might be a slight modification to the AI's behavior, because I really appreciated the fact that it tried to keep its lord alive from getting focused down by ranged fire. Otherwise, unfortunately for us, the Skink Chief has nearly killed our cultist, who's down to about like 10 to 15% HP. Kairos and the Knights still trying to fight him, but he's still above half. Very, very impressive. There we go. The Skink Chief doesn't care. Too bad we can't have him join our faction. I'd appreciate it. Oh, speaking of joining our faction, we gotta figure out who we want to build outposts with. I gotta think that Vampire Coast would probably have some useful stuff for our Tzeentch faction in particular. Oh, and it looks like those Saurus units are actually trying to march up and help out the massive amounts of skinks. But they're gonna get hit with another pink fire together with the rest of the skinks in this line, and once again, a very bad look for them. And just like that, I do believe the chain route is here. They just couldn't break through our massive line of horrors, although I think one of our units might have gotten badly damaged or killed, I'm not entirely sure. Could be this. No, well, this unit's alive, but uh-oh. Could get killed with friendly fire. It might have been another unit. I remember there was something bad about one of the units. But anyway, there we are. Yeah, we certainly took some damage this time, but it could have been much worse, and I think Kairos certainly pulled out all the stops of those kills with his massive spam of pink fires. Unfortunately, we didn't get a lot of use out of the Furies. I couldn't find a good time to actually throw them in. They were flying around in the background trying to take off any units that were routing and turn them into shattered units, but really, Furies aren't very good at chasing units for whatever reason, and they weren't really able to find any units that were actually isolated, as the enemy traveled in essentially a blob, and Furies are too fragile to jump straight into the fray like that. Still, a very epic battle, a close victory, and now I guess we'll see whether we are still viable to actually take the settlement in terms of what remains of our army. Oh, nice little waterfall there, I didn't even notice that. And I usually have a habit of taking a look at, by the way, that is a waterfall, right? Or there's that ice. I think it's a waterfall, because the map is frozen and just looks odd now, but anyway. Alrighty, well, it certainly cost us a little bit. One of our blue horror units died, and we took some damage. Absolutely credit where it's due. That red-crested skink, once again, was magnificent. Nearly killing our cultist and badly damaging Kairos. As for Kairos, however, 818 kills on turn, 5 or something like that? Pretty damn decent, I gotta say. The fighting masses of skinks is a little bit like fighting Skaven, and thus it shouldn't be all that surprising that the numbers were that crazy, but still, nearly 80,000 damage. Well done with all those pink fires, though unfortunately we didn't get to see the vortex. It just seemed more effective to continuously use those breaths. Wow, really? 200 money? All that and only 200 money. Game, why must you test me so? I guess considering the money is basically non-existent here, we're probably better off to take additional wins in order to continue fighting as we are. There we go. Now, the enemy's going to move away, and we're probably going to have to... Oh, wait. Kairos might actually be able to reach the enemy lord here and destroy them outside the field for good. Everybody will join in the fight again, and we might be able to take Zlatlan. However, Unfortunately, though semi-fortunately, this is going to be the end of this episode. I'm definitely going to have to call it or it'll get too long and it'll take ages to upload. This is already probably going to take about a while to upload, but anyway, I think that was a pretty damn epic fight to end this particular episode on. Next time, we'll hopefully take Zlatlan, and then we'll see if there are Skaven in Yuatek afterwards. And then what else is around here? While there's Skaven here, Caverns of Sotek, we have the little Skaven's corruption symbol. And is that another Skull Island? Wow, okay. Damn. I think this is a pretty strong start. We've defeated the lizards quite quickly. We've got 2 Skull Islands around us, so as soon as we got 2 full stacks, we might be able to head out to them. Though I suppose they could be... I wonder if any changes has been made to the armies that are in Skull Islands, as in, would it be too difficult for Kairos' basic stack if it's full of, like, artillery or Necrophex Colossi or something like that? I guess we'll have to find out. Stay tuned for more Tzeentch. Don't forget to leave a like and comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.